Vertical circular motion. Very good, no? So it is an example of a non-uniform circular motion. Example of non-uniform circular motion. In this case, the parameters which are going to change. So students, in this type of non-uniform circular motion, speed, velocity, speed of the particle, velocity will change. If the velocity change, momentum changes, acceleration changes, tangential acceleration will change, tangential force will change, centripetal force will be changing its direction, potential energy changes, kinetic energy changes. All these factors will be changing. Students, all these things will be changing. So in a non-uniform circular motion, vertical circular motion, speed, velocity, momentum, centripetal force, acceleration, tangential, and potential energy K, all these will change. Only the total energy will remain constant. Only the total energy remains constant. Only total energy remains constant. That is, total mechanical energy remains constant. So then such a motion is called as vertical circular motion. It is called as vertical circular motion. Vertical circular speed, velocity, momentum, p bar, acceleration, this one, all will change. But total energy remains constant. Let us see what is this vertical circular motion. Students, if I see this is a circular path, this is a point, this point is connected to a rope of length L, connected to a body, a stone, connected to a stone, or this may be a bucket containing water, it may be a bucket containing water. When it is written in a vertical circular path in this way, like this, in the vertical plane, at every point it should have a minimum some speeds. It should have minimum speeds. At this point, if I say the speed is v1 at the point A, at the highest point if the body reaches this location, at this time the velocity is v2. This v2 should be fixed and this va should be some minimum value. If this possesses some minimum value and if this possesses some minimum value, then only the body is going to make a perfect vertical circular motion. If the required velocity is less than v1, then the body would be moving like a simple pendulum and again comes back. If you give much higher position, it may go up to this position and may come back. If you give some higher velocity, it may go some like this and then it may come back. If you give much higher velocity, then it may not make a perfect vertical circular motion. It may describe like this and they may fall like this. Okay. So if we give only some velocity, that minimum velocity, v1. So then if this velocity matches for this configuration, then only it should make a perfect, then only it will make a perfect vertical circular motion. A sufficient minimum velocity should be there for this body to make a perfect vertical circular motion. And that minimum velocity is different at different locations on this path. And that minimum velocity, we call it as a critical velocity. And that critical velocity at this lowest point is different, at the horizontal point is different, at the highest point is different, like this. So if I say this is V1, at the highest point it is V2, like this. So this tension is T1 and this tension in the string is T2. At this point the weight will be acting vertically downward mg and here also vertically downward. Students, if the speed is V1, at this case the centrifugal force acting in this direction would be mv1 square whole divided by small r. mv1 square whole divided by small r. mv1 square whole divided by small r. Similarly, at this point if the velocity is v2, at this one it is mv2 square whole divided by small r. Towards the center, the tension acting is T2 and the weight is mg, this speed is v2 and this would be mv2 square divided by r. Yes. Now students, let us see for the body to make a perfect vertical circular motion, the minimum velocity that should be possessed at the highest point is how much? That we are going to evaluate here. Let us say this point is A and this point is B. Suppose if the speeds are constant, suppose if the speed of the body is constant, students, if I say the speed of the body is constant, it is everywhere constant. If I say the speed is constant here, tell me students, at T1 the tension would be maxima and that maximum tension will be equals to mg plus mv square by r. At tension T2 it would be minima and that would be mv square minus mg. mv square by r minus mg. Students, if I subtract these two here, what would happen? So this one will cancel. So T1 maxima minus T2 minima will be equals to mg plus mg, that would be 2 mg here. This would be 2 mg. I'm understood ma? Point, you understood this point ma? Please be very clear. अगर body uniform speed से vertical circular path में चल रहा है, it is making a vertical circular path in this way, just like a big giant wheel. Just like a big giant wheel. Am I understood ma? Can I take the giant wheel as an example of vertical circular motion? Students, are you? Yes, car tire. Yes, ma. So this becomes like this. Okay, ma. So if the body is moving with a constant speed, students, if the body is moving with a constant speed, then we say that T1 maxima, T2 minima. T1 maxima minus T2 minima will be equal to T2 mg. Now let us see the situation. The minimum velocity possessed by the body at B, so that it makes a perfect vertical circular motion. For that to happen here, I can say क्लास पड़ गया इसमें जाता है Sir, is it broken like that? Students are asking, is it broken? No damage, man. It is only screen guard. No problem. Okay, screen guard is there, man. No problem. Okay, man. Let me bring everything in the field of view, then I will start. Okay, this is the best I can keep it now. Okay, now speed is constant. Okay, if the speed is constant, then only we can say T1 max minus T2 minimum will be equals to mg. But this is only in the case of a circular motion. This is in the case of a uniform circular motion. You are telling that few students are in the waiting room. I did not keep them in this waiting room. Tell them to log in into the Zoom app. Tell them to log in into the class. I did not put them in the waiting room. Please inform them. It is not from my side. Okay. So the minimum velocity possessed by the body so that it makes a perfect vertical circular motion. So students, this is the radius of the circle, and this radius of the circle will be equal to the length of the string. Students, in this case, the radius of the circular motion BC will be equal to the length of the string. The length of the string R is equal to L. R equal to L. The minimum velocity possessed by the body at B so that it makes a perfect vertical circular motion. We have to find that. For that case, at point B, students, at point B, if you see here, m v2 squared by r is equals to mg plus t2. Tension T2 will be equals to mv squared by r minus mg. So to find minimum velocity, tension should be also minimum. For V2 minimum, for V2 minimum, tension T2 should be also minimum. What is the minimum value of tension? The least value of tension minimum will be equals to 0. Understood now? T2 should be minimum. T2 should be minimum. So if we put T2 as 0, then M V2 squared by R minus mg is equal to 0. M cancel, so we have mg is equals to m v2 square divided by small r. Therefore, velocity v2 equals to root gr. The velocity of the body v2 will be equals to root gr. You understood now? This velocity v2 will be equal to root gr. Root gr. Velocity v2 equal to root gr. So this is the velocity which the body should possess at this point. So if root gr is the velocity at this point V, then only it is going to make a perfect vertical circle. Suppose if I say the length of the string is 10 meter and g equal to 10 units, then what should be the value of velocity V to then? Now students, if I say 10, it will be 10 times 10, will be root 10 square. Yes, Shiva, yes, it should be 10 meters per second. So that means if it has a velocity at this point 10, at this point if it has a velocity 10, then only the body will make a perfect vertical circular motion. If the velocity is less than 10, then it will not come. Then it will not make a perfect vertical circular motion. Suppose if the body here at the bottom is not a stone, but it is a bucket containing water. On reaching this point, highest point, if it possesses 10, it would be covering them. And this velocity do not depends on mass of the bucket. Students, what a quantity of water inside it or mass of the water inside it, volume of the water inside it, on that factor the velocity is not going to depend. But if this bucket containing water, on reaching this highest point B, if this possesses 10 for this particular length, it would make a perfect VCM. If it is less than 10, then what happens is, after reaching this position, without making any perfect VCM, the water will spill out and makes a distorted circular motion. Am I understood now? A distorted circular motion will be made by the body. So this is the one important. So at this point, velocity is root gr here. So now students, in a similar way, let us try to find the velocity at point A. The speed at the point A. Speed at the point A. Speed at point A we have to find. We have to find the speed at the point. Yes, okay. Okay, students, now let us try to find V1. To find V1. To find V1, what we are going to do here, students, equate the total energy at location A and location B. Total energy at A is equals to total energy at C. That is potential at A plus kinetic energy at A, potential at C plus kinetic energy at C. So what is potential at A here? It will be 0. Kinetic energy at A will be half m v1 square, and this will be mg into 2r. And here this will be half m v2 square. Now please see, will you accept that equation? It is A, sorry, it is B. It is point B and point B. Right? So in that case, students, let us put the value of V2 here. So that means m by 2, m gets cancelled. So here we have V1 square by 2 is equals to 2gr plus 1 by 2 into root gr whole square. So root and this one will cancel. So that means if we substitute multiply with 2 there, V1 square equals to 4gr plus gr. Therefore, V1 will be equals to root 5gr. V1 equals to root 5gr. So this is the point. So at this point, at this lowest point of this vertical circular motion, the speed it should possess should be equals to root 5gr. If it possesses the speed root 5gr, if it possesses the speed root 5gr, if it possesses the speed root 5gr here, the speed decreases. On reaching this location, it would become root gr. The body will make a perfect vertical circular motion, touching all these points on the circumference. Okay, touching all the points on the circumference. Suppose at this point A, if the velocity is much more than root 5gr, Vignesh, how it is mg to 1? What is the expression for potential energy? बच्चों देखो यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक का हाइट जो है it is equals to r ना. Vignesh, please try to understand. Vignesh, you understood? Yes. Vignesh, students asked here how potential energy is mg to 1. mgh actually they have to write. This point B is at a height of h from the reference point. So here h is equals to 2. Okay, done. Okay. So now students, if you multiply with 2 here, this velocity v1. Yes, Malu. Velocity v2 is root gr nama. Hari Prasad Reddy, velocity v2 is root gr. I substitute the value of v2 there. I multiplied with 2. Students, I multiplied this equation with 2 on both sides, left side and right side. Multiplied with 2 will cancel out. Here 2 into 2, 4. Here 2 into 1 by 2, gr. Now please listen to the class. Students, is the video and audio clear or any blurriness is there? Video clear? No blur. Okay, done. Okay, students. In this case, V1 is a root 5gr. Now, students, let us try to evaluate the tension at the point T1. I told you tension at this point T1 will be max. We have to find the maximum tension. What is this tension? We have to find that tension here. Students, tension T1 will be is equals to mg plus mv square whole divided by r. This is mg plus m by r into v1 square. So v1 square will be root 5gr. R gets cancelled. So this is mg plus 5mg. Therefore, tension T1 will be equal to 6m. Have understood, students? Can you see that foot of the board now? This T1 will be equals to 6mg. So this is the tension prevailing at the lowest point. At the lowest point, T1 is equals to 6mg. And here it is root 5 jar, here it is 6 mg. My student, though the entire thing is not in the frame, but to derive the value, I took minimum value. Students, generally T2 is always more than or equal to 0. Bacho, T2 will be always more than or equal to 0. But I consider the value which is least, which is least. So that means T2 is minimum. T2 is minimum. So minimum value is 0. Minimum value is 0 here. How mg and g are added? Where mark? It is mg, mc is 5 mg gamma. It is 5 mg here. Students, that is mg plus 5 mg. Mg plus 5 mg is equal to 6 mg. Okay. So students, so have you understood these points by now? I hope it should be clear to everyone now. Yes. Students, can I wipe the board? Shashank, can I wipe the board? Yes, these are all the independents of masses. They do not depend on the mass of the bucket. Velocities are independent. Now students, if the body reaches this location, then what will happen? Let us see, label this point as C here. At this point, the velocity is V. If this velocity is V3, counterbalance to this one should be mv3 square by r. This tension is T3 and this is equals to m. So let us see the total energy conservation at A and C. Apply law of conservation of energy at a point A and at a point C. That is, total energy at A is equals to total energy at C. That is, potential at A plus kinetic energy at A, potential at C plus kinetic energy at C. Potential at A will be 0 and this would be half m v1 square. This is mg into small r plus half of m into v3 square. Mass gets cancelled. So 1 by 2 into root 5 gr whole square is equals to gr plus v3 square by. So that implies that here 5 gr by 2 minus gr is equal to v3 square by 3gr by 2 equal to v3 square by 2. Therefore, velocity at the horizontal point will be root 3gr. Dinar stands for Law of Conservation of Energy. According to Dinar's Law of Conservation of Energy, LC stands for Law of Conservation of Energy. If total energy at this point is 10 joule, here also it should be 10 joule. Have you understood Dinar's? Right. Now, tension T3 we have to find. Tension T3 is equals to m v3 square divided by r. V3 square is 3gr whole divided by r. That is equals to 3m. Tension T3 at this location will be equals to 3m. Okay, am I understood, Bob? So at this point C here, apply law of conservation of energy at point A and at point C. Am I understood now? Apply law of conservation of energy at point A and at point C. There are two Shashanks, every Shashank is there, our Shashank is there. Both of them. Now students, can I write this part? Okay. Now let us see the situation, students. Students, I want to tell you one remind point here. Students, if the body is lifted from this position to this position, we know that H is equals to L into 1 minus cos theta. That is, if I say this as S, that will be R into 1 minus cos theta. Okay. So similarly, if I release from this point, on reaching this position, what would be the velocity? Mg into H is equals to half mv square. Okay, students. If a body is displaced to this position through a small angle theta, then h we know that it is L into 1 minus cos theta. And the distance, this distance can be also taken as S, and this L will be equal to R. Then we can say like that. Mass gets cancelled, so velocity V can be taken as 2gh. So where h is nothing but, students, we can say 1 minus cos theta, like this. So these are all the points which we discussed in the previous class. I want you to remember these points. I will discuss the other things later. So if there is a point here, students, if there is a point at this location, I need to find at this position what would be the velocity. Okay, so this is the tension that is prevailing here. Let us say it is T theta and this angle is theta here. With the lower vertical, theta is the angle and T theta is the tension. So this is V theta. The mass of the body, mg, is in this direction. This would be mg cos theta. And this would be mv theta square whole divided by r. So tension T theta along this direction gets balances with. My students, you understood this point here? बच्चों क्या आपने समझ में आया ये बात? Please try to understand. At this point P, the velocity and the tensions are, yes ma'am, thank you. At this point P, the velocities and tensions are, velocity is V theta and tension is T theta. Okay, so in that case, students, if I consider the equation V square minus U square equal to 2as, V theta square minus V1 square, body is moving up, this is S. So V theta square minus root 5gr whole square minus 2g into S. S is nothing but r into 1 minus cos theta, like this. So therefore, V theta square equals to 5gr minus 2gr plus 2gr cos theta. So V theta square equals to 3gr into 2gr cos theta. So V theta in this case will be equals to root gr into 3 plus 2 cos theta. Am understood, ma? Students, this is the general formula. Theta is the angle with the lower vertical. Here, theta is the angle with the lower vertical. Do remember? Theta is the angle with the lower vertical. Right. So, this is like this. Now, students, to find tension T theta. To find tension T theta. In this case, tension T theta will be equals to mg cos theta plus mv theta square whole divided by small r. That is mg cos theta plus m by small r into v theta square. If I take this one, gr into 3 plus 2 cos theta, r gets cancelled. Therefore, mg cos theta plus 3mg of 2mg cos theta. Therefore, T theta will be equals to mg if you take it as common. This is that means we can say T theta is equals to 3mg of 1 plus cos theta. You understood, ma? This tension T theta here will be equal to 3 mg of 1 plus cos theta. Students, you understood this point? So here I told you, right? So at this point B, we found velocity v theta. At this point B, we find the tension T theta. That is like this. I hope you can make up this one, 3 mg plus 3 mg cos theta. Here 3 mg plus 3 mg cos theta. If you take 3 mg as a common factor, it would be 1 plus cos theta. It would be 1 plus cos theta. So 3 mg times 1 plus cos theta would be the tension prevailing at this point at B. Students, this point and this point are very, very, very important discussion. Students, please take it down quickly. Students, everyone, please take it down quickly. I will write this formula at this space as I need them in the further explanation. V theta is equals to GR into 3 plus 2 cos theta. Tension T theta will be 3 mg of 1 plus cos theta. Okay. Students, can I write this part? Vignesh, Arif, Shashank, A. Shashank, R. Shashank, please tell. Okay, please take it down quickly. Please take it down quickly. Chanakya, Shashank. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, done, ma. Quick, make it soon. Okay. So students, here I want to mention one point here. If theta is the angle, this is V theta and this is tension at theta. Angle is 0 degree. You have to find the velocity at this position. Students, Acho, please try to find the velocity at angle 0, at 60 degree, at 90 degree, at 120 degree, and at 180 degree. Students, please try to apply your brains here to find these theta. Theta is 0. Students, if I put theta as 0 here, I'll get GR into 3 plus 2 into cos 0. Cos 0 value is 1. So if cos 0 is 1, then it would be root 5 GR. Is it or not? So similarly, here if I put the value of theta as 0, 1 plus cos 0, and this value is 1. So if this value is 1 here, then it would be 6 mg. Is it or not? Shashank, Arif, other students, please answer. If I put theta as 0, the velocity expression and that tension expression, yes, Mohan Reddy, very good, Tejram, yes. Can you do the other entries, ma? Students, can you do the other entries? So this is root 5gr and this is 6 mg. Now please try to solve this one, all these columns. 1 minute time, students. 1 minute time. Now please see ma. At this point, what is the velocity at 60 degree? Students, please fill the answers. Root 3 gr. 60 ma. 60 root 5 gr na. At 60 it would be root 4 gr, and this will be root 3 gr, and this will be root 2 gr, like this. Is it or not? Now please see the results. Do you got the same results here? Right. Similarly, tell the tensions, students. Yes, Shashank. Both the Shashanks are Sai Shashank, AV Shashank. Yes, very good. So this would be 9 by 2 mg. If this is 9 by 2 mg, this would be 3 mg. This would be 3 by 2 mg. This would be 0. Cos 180 is minus 1. Dinas, cos 180 is minus 1. Dinas, please log in with your proper ID, ma. We are suspecting that you are an outsider. We are suspecting that you are an outsider. Please log in with your ID. Okay, students, please see here. As we go from this end to this end, is the velocity changing, ma? Decreasing, na? It is 5 gr. It is 5 gr here. At this point, it is root 4 gr. At this point, it is root 3 gr. At this point, it is 2 gr. At this point, it is gr. So as we move from this part to this part here, the speed is decreasing. Students, as the speed decreases, in going from A to B, what happens to the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy will also decrease as we move from A to this position. And potential energy increases as we move from A to C. So in going from A to B, yes, Vishnuvardhan. In going from A to B, velocity decreases, kinetic energy decreases, potential increases, but the total energy will remain constant. That would be root 5 by 2 mgr. You can check that one at every point. It would be always like that. Yes, these are all valid if T minima is 0. Valid only if T minima is 0. These are all valid if minimum speed is root gr and the minimum tension is 0 at the highest point. Okay, students, can I wipe the board now? Vignesh, Shashank, yes. Okay, students, please check that point. Right, okay, Dinas, right. If the bomb is released from this position to this position, the tension prevailing at this point we have to find. This is T maximum. This would be mv square divided by r, and this would be mg. So tension maximum will be is equals to mg plus mv square divided by L. Since radius r is equal to L here, So I can say this is equals to m by L into V square is 2GL into 1 minus cos theta with a square. So square and square root will cancel out here. So therefore, mg plus m by L into 2GL times 1 minus cos theta. L will cancel out. So this becomes mg plus 2mg minus 2mg cos theta. So therefore, if we take out mg as common factor here, so this as 3 minus 2 cos theta. So the maximum tension, students, the maximum tension which this string will bear without getting breaking, without breaking, break strength, it is something like the break strength. Without breaking, what tension it can hold at this point, as it comes from an angle theta with the lower vertical. And that tension is given by mg of 3 minus 2 cos theta. Let us see if they say that the maximum break strength of a string is 2 mg. It can displace from what angle? It can displace from what angle theta? The maximum break strength of the string is 2 mg. Then it can displace from what angle theta? It can displace from what angle theta? That has to be done. Yes, Sumant is giving the answer. V. Sumant is giving the answer. Let us see T maxima. Is mg of 3 minus 2 cos theta. This is 2 mg. Mg gets cancelled. 2 equal to 3 minus 2 cos theta. 2 cos theta equal to 3 minus 2. Therefore, cos theta is 1 by 2. Therefore, theta would be equal to 60 degree. Theta is 60 degree. Am understood, ma? Right. This is one important point. Students, have you copied this part? Vignesh, Shashank, R. Shashank, KV Shashank. Okay, students, can I write the board? Yes, Vignesh is telling 2 minutes time, sir. Okay, carry on. Vignesh, have you finished, ma? Vignesh Babu? Yes. Now, students, please take these points. Very, very important and interesting points, ma. So these are the interesting points. You know, we learned in the track one that as the body slides down, Srinivasa Siddhartha, please listen to the class. So in this case, the body of mass volume comes like this, slides down. This is not a rolling body, sliding body. As it comes down, down, down like this, it makes a perfect vertical circular motion on reaching the bottom. And we know that the unbalanced force acting V square minus U square equal to 2AS. U is 0. Acceleration is G sine theta and S is L. So V square equals to 2G into H, V equal to root 2GH. Am I it or not? We learned this one in track 1. In smooth inclined plane, in friction topic, we learned this one. So the body on reaching the bottom of the plane, what velocity it will possess? It possesses a velocity root 2GH. If this root 2GH velocity is equal to the minimum velocity at the lowest point, will it not make a vertical circular motion? बच्चों बताओ, bottommost point के लिए अगर velocity root 5gr मिला है, then with that velocity sufficient for the body to make a perfect vertical circular motion of radius r. I repeat, if a body falls from a height h like this and goes down like this, and it makes a vertical circular motion of radius r, root 2gh is equal to root 5gr. In that case, we can find the value of the h, the inclined plane height. I've understood why I have equated these two. Bacho, Shashank, Arif, please tell me, is that you understood why they are being equated here? Yes. Root 2gh is the velocity. Root 2gh is the velocity attained by the body comes to the bottom. Okay, Jayavardhana, I am telling you, sir, how come you took V theta maxima? Acceleration is G sine theta here. Sine theta is h divided by L. L into sine theta equals to h. My student, you see here, you are asking about root 5gr. Students, at this point, if it possesses root 5gr, then only it can make a vertical circular motion. If it is a root 3gr or root 2gr, it will come down like this. You understood, ma? At the lowest point, if it possesses root 5gr, then only it will make a perfect vertical circular motion. Otherwise, it would not happen. So if it is root 2gr, students, if it is a velocity less than root 2gr, sorry, if it is a velocity less than root 5gr, then it will go to some height and again come back. So that means two velocities are matching here. Tell me, students, which two velocities are matching here?
Hey,
Smooth inclined plane and VCM. Very good, very good. SIP and VCM are equal. So velocity of the body as it reaches the bottom of an inclined plane is root 2gh, and that is equal to the critical velocity possessed by the body at the lowest point, so that it can make a vertical circular motion. So students, can I cancel root here? So 2gh is equals to 5g small r. G cancels. Therefore, height of the inclined plane, can I take it as 5r by 2? If I said what is the value of h, this h value will be equals to 5r by 2. Is that understood? Students, further I can say this as 5t divided by 4. R sine Shashank said yes, sir. since diameter is equals to 2r, radius r can be taken as half the diameter, 5r by 2. Instead of smaller, I can take d by 2. Instead of smaller, if I take d by 2, then the h will be equal to 5d by 4. 5d by 4. Then the value of h, students, it can be also taken as L sin theta. L sin theta. Yes. Okay. Am I understood, students? बच्चों क्या ये बात आपको समझ में आ गया? Right. Let us see. Jayavardhan said, okay, sir. Okay, let us see another example on this one. So, students, you tell me what is the velocity the body should possess at the lowest point if it want to make a vertical circular motion. What should be the velocity the body should possess in order to make a circular motion vertical of radius r? The velocity at this point should be equals to root 5 gr. Very good, very good. Now, let us see another important point, students. A nail is fixed into the wall at a distance small d from the suspension. A bob tied to a thread of length L displaced through theta is released as shown. As it strikes the nail, it makes perfect VCM. Then the value of D is how much? Students, please check this one. This is D, this is L, and this is theta. Distance is small d, length is L, angle is theta. Is released as shown. Then as it strikes the nail, it makes a perfect vertical circular motion. So we need to discuss this part. So students, here is the situation. This is the suspension point. Have you understood the point? Have you understood these 5 lines? The nail is fixed into the wall. So let us say the nail is fixed here. This is the nail. And this is at a distance of D from the suspension point. Am understood? The first point is the first line is okay. Now, a bob tied to a thread of length L displaced through an angle theta. Students, this is of length L and this is displaced through an angle theta. Am understood? Students, बच्चों समझना समझा करो बच्चों. So from this it is coming down. Yes. As is released as shown. Now, as it reaches this position, the velocity would be maximum. So now this sufficient velocity is so high that it can make a perfect vertical circular motion. You understood this part? This thread will come in contact with this portion. What is the center? बच्चों बताओ, what is the center of the circle? Shashank, Pranay, please tell me, what is the center of the circle? Tanay, very good. Srinivasa Siddhartha, right? Yes. Other students, very good, very good, very good. So that means I told you just now what is the velocity at this position. Which two velocities are to be equated? Root 5 gr, very good. So can I say root 5 gr is equals to square root of 2 gl into 1 minus cos theta? Just I reminded you one important point. 2 gl into 1 minus cos theta, something like pendulum. Yes. Yes, very good. Now students, root will cancel out here. Root will cancel out. 5 gr is equals to 2 gl into 1 minus cos theta. Now tell students, what would be the radius? This is D and this is L. So from here to here it is L. So L is equals to D plus small r. Radius R can be taken as L minus D. Yes, Shivateja, Shashank. Yes, Pranay. Right. So if I put smaller as L minus D, so this happens here. Gravity gets cancelled. R is L minus D into 2L of 1 minus cos theta. Therefore, 5L minus 2L is equals to 5L minus 5D is equals to 2L minus 2L into cos theta. So therefore, 5D is equals to 3L plus 2L into cos theta. Yes. So D is equals to L by 5 times 3 plus 2 cos theta. Am I understood this one? Yes. Students, it is so fitted that it makes a vertical circular motion in this way. This is a small game played by the children. Okay, your friends are telling this is a small game played by the children. It is interesting, no? Students, is it an interesting point or not? Yes. So this is also a good point and this is also a good point. Yes. Yes, Shravan, right. Now students, is that understood, ma? Is that understood? Tell me students, what is small d here? What is small d here? In the question, what is small d? Yes, distance between the nail and the suspension point. Very good. Now tell me what is small l? Small l. What is small l? Length of the string, suspension length. What is theta? What is theta? Angle made. Very good. String displacement, angular displacement. Okay. Now students, can I give some simple question on this one? Can you answer? Students, shall I give one simple question? Okay. So the question is like this. Now please try to analyze the situation. The length of this one is 1 meter. Theta is equals to 60 degree. Find D and the radius. Wait, let me see who is going to answer. Let me see who is going to give the answer. Length is given as 1 meter. Theta is given as 60 degree. You have to tell the value of small d and small r. Very good. Okay. Solution D is equals to L by 5 into 3 plus 2 into cos theta. L 1 by 5, 3 plus 2 into cos 60. 2 and cos 60 will cancel. 1 by 5 into 3 plus 1, that is 4 divided by 5, and that would be 0.8 meter. The radius of this circle, 1 minus 0.8, that would be 0.2 meter. Okay, you understood, ma? Rajit Reddy, Hitesh. Right, so nice. You followed, you are following the lesson? Students, you are following the lesson very well. Is that everything reaching to you? Is that everything reaching to you? Very good. Okay, done. Done. Okay, now let us see the few simple points. Two important points I will tell, and then I will conclude the class for today. Two simple points, students. I will discuss two simple points, and then I will conclude the class for today. Sorry, I did not ask you whether shall I rub or not. Have you taken, ma? Vignesh, have you taken? Vignesh, have you taken this part? Right, okay, okay. Now let us see some situation, important point. If the velocity of the body making perfect vertical circular motion at the highest point on its path is root ngr. At highest point on the path is root ngr. Then our situation is like this one. Students, please try to analyze. N can be greater than or equal to 1. What is the maximum velocity? What is the maximum velocity? Students, if I compare, and similarly at this point tension is minimum, and here the tension is maximum. V minimum velocity is root ngr. We know very well it is a gr. Then what is n equal to then? 1. If n is equals to 1, the maximum velocity, can I say it is root n plus 4 gr? Yes. So to get phi here, n should be equal to 1. Nah? So the maximum velocity can be taken as root n plus 4 gr. Am understood? If I say at this point n is equals to greater than or equal to 1, n will be greater than or equal to 1. Now please, Rajit Reddy, Sujay, other students, please try to understand this point. You understand? If the minimum velocity at this point is similarly, students, try to analyze what should be the minimum tension. What should be the minimum tension at this point? Minimum tension at this point. Minimum tension should be a big zero. Yes, zero, na? Vivek Nanda, minimum tension should be zero. So to get zero, what function I can say? Can I say it is n minus mg? If I put n equal to 1 there, 1 minus 1 mg, 0 mg, 0 mg is 0. Okay. Similarly, students, try to analyze the situation. I hope you can answer this one. Maximum tension. Very good, Sumant. V. Sumant is giving the correct answer. So I can consider this as n plus 5 mg. N plus 5 mg. Okay. Then students, please try to answer here. What is the ratio of V maxima by V minima? V maxima will be n plus 4 gr, and this is n gr. So therefore, V maxima divided by V minima will be equals to root n plus 4 whole divided by n. Root n plus 4 whole divided by n. Similarly, let us see T maxima divided by T minima. That is equals to n plus 5 mg whole divided by n minus 1 mg. So therefore, T maxima divided by T minima, that equals to n plus 5 divided by n minus 1. Yes, very good, Hitesh. So let me tell you one simple question and try to analyze the situation. Students, example 1. If V maxima to V minima is root 3:1, then find the ratio of T maxima to tension minima. Now please try to solve that question. Let me see who is going to give the early answer. Let me see who is going to give the answer. Students, you have to answer V maxima by V minima. Seven, sir. 7:1. Sumant is giving answer 7:1. Okay, let us check. V maxima by V minima is like this. Solution. N plus 4 by n is equals to root 3 by 1 is equals to V maxima by V minima. So n plus 4 by n is equal to 3 upon 1. N plus 4 equal to 3n. 4 equals to 2n. Then n value will be equals to. So if n is equals to 2, T maxima by T minima. Students, T maxima by T minima. N plus 5 by n minus 1. 2 plus 5 by 2 minus 1. 7 by 1. Yes, very good. Very good. Very good, Suman. Students, can I give another question? Students, for practice, shall I give another question? Suppose this time I will reverse. 5 by 2 I will be given as the ratio of T maxima to T minima. Then the ratio of V maxima to V minima is how much? Now please do this model. T T maxima by T minima is 5 upon 2. Like this. Yes, Setu is giving the answer. Setu, Hitesh are giving the answers. Very good. So T maxima. Students, in this case, I can say like this. N plus 5 divided by N minus 1 is equals to 5 upon 2. 2N plus 10 is equal to 5N minus 5. 3N equals to 15. N equals to 5. If we get N equals to 5, so V maxima to V minima in this case will be N plus 4 by N. N is 5. 5 plus 4 by 5, that is 3 upon root 5. Yes, very good. Students, is this clear one? Every student, is this clear? Students, you understood today's? Is the nail model? Yes, Balu, that is also correct. After a long time, Potineni Balu appeared here. Balu, are you attending to the classes regularly? Balu, are you attending the classes regularly? Yes, but in the recent times, I am not finding your chart. Except last class.